Jeremy, thank you very much. We've been talking to quarterbacks, wideouts, and tight ends all morning long, and there's one man standing left, Desmond Ridder from Cincinnati. And what I loved about that graphic just now, two Mountain West schools, or Mountain West and an AAC G5 type deal. How do you describe coming into the Combine the season you guys had with the Bearcats?
It was an exciting season, one that we've worked for ever since I've been there. But it wasn't only just myself that got us to that point, and not only my teammates that have played this past season, but it all starts from all the way back in 2017 when our first class came into Cincinnati with Coach Luke Fickell and his coaching staff. It's just been a mountain to climb to get to that point, and I think those guys still that are there right now at Cincinnati are building to do something special again. So I'm excited to be able to watch them this next season.
No, it was a great story this year because so many people, whether they were FBS fans or not, were pulling for Cincinnati because you were sort of going up against the monster and made your way all the way to the semifinal, and that was a great story. But you're a great story, too, because as you point out, you've been there for the duration. You came back this year to get the Bearcats where they were, and one of the things I love about you, and you just said this, and I don't think I'm talking out of school, you said you're going to be the fastest guy here. You weren't joking around about you're going to make every throw, and I believe you hearing you say that, but you are so incredibly tough. Like, I was watching the Notre Dame game before I got here, and the hits you took while hanging in the pocket, I'm not talking about scrambling, and made some of those throws downfield. That's what gets my attention. That's what gets NFL teams' attention. What is the thing that Desmond Ridder does best? We know you can run, we know you can get outside, but you can stand in the pocket and take some hits and make some plays as well, though.
Yeah, so I think, one, you talk about my toughness. I'm doing the easy part, so I might only get hit about 2 or 3 times a game where, my big boys up front, they're taking body blows every single day and every single play. But for me, I think it's just about extending plays and being able to be smart with the ball once I get outside the pocket and make big plays with that, whether that's with my legs or whether that's with my arm. But I think being able to extend the play and get outside the pocket to make something happen is where I excel the most.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I've always said this, that you are the most pro-ready player to step in right away and lead a football team. One, because you have a lot of starts, you played a lot of big games, some championship games as well, got to the playoffs. But where I think you are ready to go right now is that you live in the intermediate area of the field in the passing game. Most quarterbacks either want to go deep, take the lucky plays, or work the checkdowns. You're working in the intermediate level, which is what you have to do at the pro level. Was that something you had working on throughout the course of your career, or is that something that you always were able to do?
Yeah, so we never really honed in on whether it was just the deep ball or the short ball or the intermediate ball. But specifically for me, and what I was working on this past season was those throws to the left and those intermediate throws to the left. That was something that I will continue to work on. But for me, it was just about being accurate all over the field, being able to deliver a ball, give my guys a ball that they can catch and make plays with. Coach Gino always told me, Gino Gaduli, my quarterback coach at UC, you got playmakers out there on the field, and so just give them the ball and let them go make plays.
Well, listen, as a group of 5 guy myself, I love to ask this question because you were an underdog in college, you played a lot of games, you started a lot of games. What about playing at Cincinnati and playing the schedule you guys played that helps prepare you more so than guys that come from Power 5 schools to go right now and play in the NFL and lead a franchise?
Yeah, so I think it's just the overall experience. Me playing, right over 50 games, whatever it may be. I don't think that really matters what level it is. The group of 5 in American Athletic Conference is, like we said, can compete with anyone in the country. And so you put them up against, some of the, we'll say, smaller SEC schools, and, most likely going to get a win against them. So, I think it's just about the experience that I've had, and, I'm really prepared. Really, the reason why I came back this past season, was to work on preparation off the field, working with the coaches, working with game planning, and, I think I prepare as a quarterback, probably the best in this class.
That's the thing. I will say this. Like, we've had some guys come through here today. Obviously, you do not lack confidence. And all the guys that come through here are obviously confident. But you have an edge to you that I think is going to show up when you do these interviews. Typically, I'll ask quarterbacks, who did you face that was toughest? I'm going to ask you about 2 guys that you know quite well, Sauce Gardner and Kobe Bryant. And tell me about those guys and how tough it was seeing those guys every day in practice, because I don't think anyone did more for themselves defensively than Sauce Gardner 20-21. And you saw him every day, as well as Kobe Bryant on the other side.
Yeah, so obviously came in 2017 with Kobe Bryant. From the jump, he was one of the leaders of our team. I think early on he played special teams and then just obviously grew into the corner position. And And then, about 2-3 years later, this long, lanky, about 6'4", 160-pound kid comes in from Detroit, Michigan, telling us to call him Sauce. And we're like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So Kobe Bryant did a great job of really taking Ahmad under his wing and just showing him what it is to be a college player, and then 2, be a pro. And both of those guys not only made each other better, they made the wide receivers better, and they made myself better. And not only with that, they made the entire team better. And when you have guys like that on your team on a daily basis, who are showing up to compete, showing up to work, showing up to be pros, like I said, it's going to make the team, it's about as best as they could be.
You're not going to face better competition on the cornerback every week. You see it every day, and that obviously, as you said, makes everyone else better.
Mm-hmm.
Looking at this now, you're on the precipice of going to the NFL, reaching the ultimate dream for any guy that puts on pads. What would you tell a high school senior right now that's trying to make their choice to go into college, to try to ultimately get to where you are right now?
Yeah, one, I think it's a little biased for me, but I was a under-recruited guy. I had 2 offers coming out of college, but stars don't matter, rankings don't matter. Honestly, schools don't matter. They're going to find you if you go out there and play football at the end of the day. It doesn't matter who you're playing against. And the common saying, hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work hard. And that's one thing that I've lived by, is just put my head down and grind. And don't listen to the outside world. Don't listen to the outside media and what they're saying about you, because, at the end of the day, you just got to go out there and work and to prove everyone that you're going to be the best.
A busy day, a busy week for Desmond Ridder. Desmond, thank you for joining us here on CBS Sports HQ.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
It's been fun talking to these guys as they get ready for the NFL Combine, which is not over yet, still going strong through the weekend. We'll send it back to you.
Thank you very much, Tommy. Appreciate it. Desmond Ridder's career.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.